There it is. I think it's recording.
Yeah,
okay.
it is.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the information session for the ANU Computing Internship Program for Semester 2, 2023. I am Penny Kibbers. I'm the Associate Director for Engagement and Impact in the school and also the Cooperative Education Convener and also one of the internship conveners, along with Anne Osdoska, who is here also. And so I'll go through the course codes later, but internships now include Comp 3820, Comp 4820, which is a new course this semester, and Comp 8830. I would like to first acknowledge that we are gathering and working and learning across the lands of the Ngunnawal and the Ngambri people, and to pay my respects to elders past and present, and to particularly acknowledge and welcome any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who might be joining us today or viewing this session later. So there is just a brief agenda. I'll go through all of the different information and details that you'll need to know if you're interested in undertaking an internship next semester or perhaps sometime in the future in your studies. So just a bit of context. We've been running these internships for, I think we started at the end of 2018. So it's about 4 to 5 years now. And the program has been growing over that time. We started with 12 students a semester only in the master's program. And this semester we've got 44 students across most of our different programs. So it's really growing to be an important part of our offerings to students. And it really is a great opportunity. There aren't a lot of internships offered at ANU or otherwise where your university will actually find the placements for you. And so we find that this is a service that the students are particularly keen to engage in, particularly international students I know can have difficulty sourcing their own internships or having success in applying for internships. So we find the placements, we make sure that they're going to be good hosts for you. We have a careful vetting process, and then we will put you forwards and advocate for you for those placements. So there's a lot of pre-work that goes into it on our side to make sure that you're given a really great opportunity to engage with a host organization. It's an independent project, so it's your project. We make sure that that the hosts are not just giving you a collection of kind of, disjointed day-to-day tasks. We make sure that you've got something meaty that you can sink your teeth into, take ownership of, and really take pride in. So it's a lot about being proactive and really having something that you can spend your time developing and have something to show and be proud of at the end. And importantly, this is work integrated learning. So this is about taking what you've learned academically during your time in your programs and then applying it to a project in a complex real world setting where you're not just given kind of a pre-canned problem to work on. You work with real people in a real setting on something that actually matters, whether it's in a government or industry or small company or a community kind of context. And so we have expectations as well. We put a lot of effort, as I said, into finding these opportunities. We want you to make the most of it. We want you to have a great time. We want you to learn a lot. We want you to get the most that you can out of it. But we really want you to be present and engaged and eager to learn and to do what you can. This is in no way a box ticking exercise. This is your opportunity to engage with an employer, have something great to add to your CV, and really have an in-depth experience that you can talk about and that you can build on when you go to get your first jobs working in industry. You're a representative of ANU, so we expect that you'll, work hard and, integrate into your workplace and be a good representative for us and reflect well on us. And as I said, it's your project. So it's, we want you to be self-directed and proactive, not just wait to be told what to do, but really sort of put yourself into the project and put yourself forwards. And these are really also the best ways to get the most out of the opportunity. As I said, we've been running this for 4 to 5 years now. And so every semester, we're adding new hosts to our selection of host opportunities. It's growing. I'm having trouble fitting all the logos on the slide now. They're getting smaller and smaller. But there's such, an amazing different assortment of host organizations that you can work for. This is a lot of work for us. It's gone into making and building these relationships. A lot of really successful internships that have gone through these organizations already. And there's really something for everybody in here. Whether you want to work for a large government organization, you've got places like CSIRO, Department of Defense, the National Skills Commission, or all federal government departments. And we've also got local ACT government, so Canberra Health Services. We've got 7 students that are based at the Canberra Hospital this semester. We've had the Suburban Land Agency, and there's lots of good opportunities to engage with the government at different levels. Then we have some of the consulting companies like KPMG and PwC. We've got tech companies like Instacluster, and like smaller startup tech companies like WindLab or GoSource, Tapara. And then we also do engage sometimes with like really small kind of startups as well, or more community focused organizations. So whatever you're kind of looking for, I think there'll be something that suits your interests. And then in terms of projects, there's a real assortment of projects as well. So I'd say, the projects generally fall into the categories of machine learning or data science, and then into software development or software engineering. And we find that both students and hosts have a strong kind of preference or need for one of the other. Sometimes organizations have a mix of different sorts of projects across that, but you'll find a lot of different options in both of those directions. So this is just a collection of example projects that we've had in the past to give you an idea of some of the sorts of things that we've had. So our call for projects and for hosts is open at the moment. So we don't yet have the information on who the host will be or what the projects will be for semester 2, but we will have that before the end of March. And so it won't be too long before you'll be able to actually see the list of projects that you can choose from, and then you can apply directly to the projects that interest you. So one of the things I'm really proud of about the program is that we provide a lot of support, and we provide this through 3 different streams of support. We have academic support, which is what you'll be used to most from the other courses you've done at ANU. And so we have a course convener, and we have at least one course tutor who will support you in your academic assessment and developing your skills so that you're able to undertake the academic work for your program. We also have your host organization. So we make sure that there is a dedicated technical supervisor for your work at your host organization. You won't be the expert. You'll be learning from someone who is an expert, an industry professional in the topic of the project that you'll be undertaking. And you'll also go to work in an organization, usually within a team of other colleagues who you can go to and talk to and ask questions and learn from. And so this is also a really valuable part of your experience. A lot of our organization have ANU alumni, and a lot of them have come through this program for also the Tech Launcher program. And so you'll be able to draw an experience from people who are closer to you in terms of where you're at in career stage as well, which is really useful. And then the third thing, which is particularly special to this program, is that we will assign you an industry mentor. And this is someone who is currently working in industry, has a lot of experience, and will give you one-on-one mentoring sessions to help you with understanding, adapting to the workplace, making the transition from university to work cultures, anything that you kind of not comfortable with asking within, to your supervisor or to your tutor, you can put to this person, and they'll really give you that, counseling and mentoring. And then they'll also have sessions where you'll be grouped up with a small group of other students at your organization or at similar organizations with the mentor to get kind of share and compare experiences and help to take each other along on the journey. And we find that students really value and really appreciate particularly the mentoring stream, which is not something that is offered in most other programs. So what does an internship look like? So it's 12 units of course in a single semester. And so this equates to about 20 hours a week per work. And 15 hours of this is working for your host, or directly for your host organization on your assigned project. And it's flexible as to what this looks like, worked out between you and your host organization. Most organizations are working pretty flexibly these days post-COVID. So, it might be 2 days of full days, 7.5-hour days, or it might be spread across 4 days at half days. It's really up to you and your host and your timetables. And then there's another 5 hours of associated work, and that goes to the academic workshops that we run, the assessment that you'll be working on, and also the mentoring that you'll be engaging in. And all of the assessment for the program is project-based assessment. So it goes around the project that you're working on. And what we're really looking at is assessing and developing your professional practice skills. So we don't really look at your direct work product, but we look at how you're learning and developing as a professional, how you're able to describe and present the project that you're doing, your engagement with stakeholders, your project management, all of these sorts of things. And I'll talk a bit about the assessment in a minute. So this just gives you an example, and it could change slightly, but I think we've got the model pretty well locked in now. This is what your activities will look like across the semester, kind of combining all of the different things together. So you've got your professional side, your placement and your mentoring, and you've got your academic side, your workshops and your assessment. So your placement runs from week 1 to week 12. If you're on an unpaid placement, you don't work during the teaching break. If you're on a paid placement, it's up to you and your host as to whether you start earlier or finish later, or whether you work during that mid-semester teaching break as well. So it's 12 weeks of placement, in essence, that counts towards the course. We run an orientation session in the first week to make sure that you know what you need to do. And then we've got a few workshops that are particularly targeted towards helping you with your assessment as you go through. So there's one in week 2 on project management, and then the rest are really focused towards the assessment. So the statement of work, the proposal, the poster and pitch, the work portfolio package, and the reflection. And then you can see there's one-on-one mentoring and mentoring circles sort of spread throughout the semester as well. We now run a really big showcase at the end of each semester. It's called the ANU Computing Showcase. You definitely should come along this semester as well and check it out. It's on the 30th of May at 12 p.m. Everybody's welcome, and you'll get to see the internship projects, the Tech Launcher projects, the PhD projects, researcher projects, everything that ANU Computing is doing and wants to show off to itself, but also to our industry partners as well. So when you go through the program, you'll have an opportunity to take your poster, show it at the showcase, and pitch yourself to industry, make important connections, and have a great time, you know, celebrating the work that you've completed during the semester. So there's some different modes, although it does tend to be fairly flexible now. Some organizations will put up an on-site project for students based in Canberra only. And from next semester, ANU expects that all students will be in Canberra in any case, so it shouldn't matter too much. But in order to expand our pool of hosts, sometimes we have hosts that are not based in Canberra, and so you have an opportunity to undertake those projects remotely. In case there's someone based in Melbourne or Sydney that, you know, you're really keen to work with. And so most organizations have pretty good hybrid or virtual working options at the moment anyway. And we try to make sure that the hosts and the projects are flexible. So we know that things can happen that might mean that you need to work remotely for a while, or a lot of organizations, people are spending some time working at home and some time working on site in any case. And so this is usually extended to the internship students. So a lot of the students this semester, they might spend one day on site and then one day working from home. It's really up to the agreement that you make with the organization that you're working with. So the eligibility for the program. So we have undergraduate and master's options. The undergraduate options are Comp 3820, and this is open to any of the computing programs. You can see a list of the programs on the CEC website that has the information. But if you're enrolled in Bachelor of Advanced Computing, Bachelor of Information Technology, Bachelor of Applied Data Analytics, those are the sorts of programs that are eligible to undertake an internship. You have to have completed 2100 and 2120 in order to be eligible to apply. If you're completing them this semester, you can apply. You just need to have completed them before you would start the internship. So you don't have to have completed them before you apply. So 4820 is a new option this year, and this is part of the back honours 2023 rules, which means that you can take an internship project or tech launcher as your capstone project requirement. So it previously used to only be 4550, which is a 24-unit research project, or 4560, which is a 12-unit individual project. But under the 2023 rules, you can take an internship or tech launcher. So if you're not under the 2023 rules and you want to take an internship, if you want to take 4820, you can apply to switch the 2023 rules, and I will give my approval for that. You just need to have the approval of the back convener as well. So for master's level, this is for MComp and for MLCV students, you can take 8830, and you can see the prereqs for both of these programs here. They're slightly different. So again, you have to have completed the prereqs before you commence the internship. You can be taking them while you apply, but you'll be required to pass them before you're formally accepted into the internship. And so for everybody, you have to have 12 units of space in one semester. We don't offer it over 2 semesters. We don't offer it as a 6-unit project. You should be able to do this without overloading. Internships are, they're tricky. I mean, they're challenging. It's a lot to take on. And we want to make sure that you and your host organization are having the best experience. And so we don't want students to overload while they're taking an internship. And You'll need to, when you submit your application, student services will check your eligibility, and they'll also consider whether you'll be able to complete your, planned major or specialization while undertaking an internship, and you'll have room for electives and anything else that you need to do. So the key dates for semester 2 2023 applications and enrollments. So host projects are being added at the moment. Hosts have until the 24th of March to give us their projects. We find that hosts are a bit like students. They like to submit at the last minute. So you'll probably find that most of the projects will go up after the 24th of March or on the 24th of March, but we're trying to get them up as soon as we get them in. There are 2 projects that you can see up at the moment from the early birds that submitted to us. Then the student applications will be open from the 31st of March to the 16th of April. There'll be an application form which will be linked on that same CEC website information page. And you can go through and you can choose a number of different hosts that you're interested in applying to. I think there's a limit of about 10. My strong advice is to choose as many as you can that you want to work for, because hosts will then go through, they consider the applications, and they'll invite students to come for interviews. The more hosts that you apply to, the better chance that you'll get an interview, and the better chance that you'll be successful in gaining a particular internship placement. So not everyone will get their first choice. And if you only apply for one, you just really limiting your opportunities for success in getting a placement. They're all really great hosts and really great projects. So try to be open-minded and apply for a few. The host will then, after you apply, student services will do an eligibility check, and then we will send your applications out to hosts. The hosts will conduct their interviews in the first half of May, and then students will need to receive and accept offers by the 19th of May. So we have a supplementary round as well. Please note that you cannot apply for the first time in the supplementary round. The supplementary round is only for students who applied in the first round, but we will likely have additional host projects that were added. So if you weren't successful in the first round, you can apply again in the second round. If you were a bit too selective in the first round, you can apply for some other placements, or you can apply for the new placements that come up. The host projects will be added until the 22nd of May. Students' applications will be open 23rd to the 29th of May. There won't be an eligibility checking phase, because this was only done in the first round, which is why there's no new applications. And host interviews with students will take place in the first part of June. And then you will receive any offers by the 21st of June, which just gives us enough time to make sure we get your agreements in place ahead of the start of semester. So how to apply? Number 1, as I said, apply for your preferred projects. Projects will be advertised here, and you can, if you go to that page, if you filter by internship on study level, it'll show you just the internship projects, but all the internship projects start with internship S2 2023. The application will be made available on the CEC Computing Internship information page, which is probably where you found out about this information session, or you might be looking at this page now if you're watching this video later. So as I mentioned, for the main round, student applications are open 31st of March to 16th of April, and the supplementary round 23rd to 29th of May, but with no new student applications. You have to have applied in the main round. So the selection process, applications are sent to hosts. The host organizations conduct interviews and make offers, and then students accept offers. If you're lucky enough to get multiple offers, you can choose the one that you want to do the most. do not accept an offer if you're waiting for another offer, because we won't allow you to switch hosts if you've already accepted an offer, because that just looks really bad for us and for you. And we really want, once you've accepted an offer with a host, you need to stick to that. And then there is a process of agreements and enrollment, which you will be interacting with the CEQS student employability team around. Cool. So while I have you here or watching this later, I also just wanted to plug our upcoming Hacker Exchange Singapore program. So ANU Computing is fully funding 20 ANU students to fly to Singapore for 2 weeks and engage in the Hacker Exchange program. So this is an entrepreneurial program that will give you access to a whole lot of training and opportunities and connections. It's a really great experience, and it's also fully paid, which is really great. So if you're interested in this, please go and visit the webpage that you can see here. And applications close on April the 9th. I really strongly encourage you to apply for this program. Cool. So I'm just going to throw to my colleague from ANU Careers, who's going to add a bit of information around the services that ANU Careers offer to help you in developing applications and working on your CV and all of the other things that you'll need to do to apply for this program. And then after that, we'll stop recording and we'll open up the floor to questions.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction, Penny. I've got to say, this is my first time sitting and listening to about this internship program, and it just sounds fantastic. So congratulations to all the students who are here today, finding out about this program and what's on offer. I think it's got some really wonderful opportunities. And as Penny said, if you get an opportunity to do this internship, it will look amazing on your resume. And the fact that you get an opportunity to take what you've learned in class and then apply it in the real world to a real project is a really wonderful opportunity. So my name's Yvonne, and I'm one of the career consultants in the Central ANU Careers team. And the way we can help you through this application process is that you can make an appointment to come and speak to a career consultant and get your resume reviewed, get some feedback on how you can make it really quite strong so you are a standout candidate for the application process. And then once you are actually offered an opportunity and you actually get to the interview stage, we can even help you with interview practice. For a lot of students, they're still doing interviews virtually. I have practiced and helped so many students with interview practice virtually, over the last few years. And it's really amazing how you see people change and how they improve just with a few, practice questions around that simple question of tell us a bit about yourself. It sounds simple, but once you're asked that question, it can be really challenging. So make sure you book in and see us and get some practice with interviews and getting feedback on your resume. The way that you access the career service is through our job portal called Career Hub. You need to register with Career Hub, and then you can get access to the appointments and to also the workshops that we are running. We actually have a series of workshops throughout this semester looking at how to apply for jobs, etc., your personal brand as well. So you can definitely tap into those. But one thing that I will be doing specifically for students who are running this work or applying for this program is that I will be actually running a workshop during the semester break on how to write your application for this program. So I'm working with Rhiannon to put together those details, and we have a link to Career Hub, which we'll send out to the student group so that you can actually register for the workshop and get specific feedback on how to write your application. We also have some other great resources, one in particular called Careers Toolkit. You can register onto the toolkit, and on that program you can actually upload your resume and get feedback on it, and that platform's called CV 360. So if you can upload your resume, get some instant feedback on whether or not you've got the right formatting, and also have a look at some of the words that you're using. So that's another great platform to get some feedback on your resume. We also have on that platform information on how you can write a cover letter and how you can address selection criteria. So make sure you consider jumping onto the Careers Toolkit and registering with that program so you can use those resources as well. But that's everything from me, Penny.
Thanks, Yvonne. That's really great. And I just want to encourage everyone to make use of those services. So a well-written application will make the difference between you getting an interview versus not getting an interview with a host organization. And we can tell the difference between students that have had some support with their applications versus those that haven't. So if you do want to apply, I really strongly encourage you to engage with ANU Careers and to get their help. They're there to help you, and so you really should make the most of that. I remembered too, just with the HEX program, there will be an option to gain course credit as well. So not only do you get a fully paid trip to Singapore to engage in the program, there will be an option to gain 6 units of course credit for a comp course towards your program as well. So it's a great deal all around. And something I didn't mention either, which I know is really important, is that a lot of the students that come through the internship program actually get offered employment, ongoing or further casual employment with their host organizations. A lot of the times it's the students who have too many options and turn down the hosts. And I think we've got somewhere around 75% or more of the hosts offer further employment to their students. And we've actually had other hosts employing students that have done an internship at another organization. So, you might have organizations fighting over you. So it is a really valuable program. A lot of the hosts that come into it are actually doing it because they want to find people to hire. So it's a great way to an ongoing career as well. So we might stop the recording there.